Love stories. Hey, welcome back to Love Stories. I'm your host, Sherry Smith, Blue Heart Music, and this might be a place where you just might learn a little bit about love while being entertained. All right, today I'm super excited to introduce someone all the way from England, from London, and she's a singer-songwriter, Astera. Woo!
Hello, Sherry. Every time I say your name, I just feel like I want to say it in the French accent. It's like chérie, bon chérie.
Oh, oui,
And
oui,
then,
oui, d'accord.
I don't speak French.
I only I actually minored in it in college and lived there for a little while, but it was like long enough ago that I don't remember very well. So I say un peu, je parle un peu.
I just love it. I just love it. Bon chérie. And then you have a very English name, Smith. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Well,
it's like,
I married into that name, so
yeah, I
yeah.
gathered. I gathered. I love all your blue hearts in the background.
Oh,
Look,
thank you.
I'm wearing blue in honor of you.
Oh, that is so
Blue
thoughtful.
Galvanic, blue top.
Wow. That's really awesome. Yeah, I worked really hard to like get something that would kind of encapsulate the blue heart music. So actually, a friend of mine painted that for me.
Love it. I
So
love it.
someday I'll do a little story with that
Yeah.
on that. But let's talk about you. Um,
Yeah.
so I know you had quite a history kind of leading up to finding your voice and how you would write your music and the process. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am in the process of finishing my album. I have spent a very long time working on my passion project, nearly actually just years and years and years. And my songs are all about things that have happened in my life
Mhm.
and about special events and mainly about families. But I'm just really excited to be releasing this song. And, I think I've got my brother to blame for a lot of what's happened. I'm a bit of a late bloomer. And back in the day, when there was underground clubbing and dance
Mhm.
music and rave things started to happen, I just remember going out clubbing with my brother,
Yeah.
and we just used to have a brilliant time. And I also remember going working in an office, and every single lunch break, I would go to the record shop and just buy loads and loads of vinyl. And in the evenings, I'll just buy, I had some Technic decks, just spin those records.
Oh,
And
wow.
then it was amazing, had such a great time.
Cool.
And then I used to DJ at underground gigs, and my brother used to
Oh,
go
wow.
around everyone saying, "That's my sister up there, that's my sister up there." He was so proud of me.
That's
And
awesome.
we
Wow.
had such a beautiful connection with music. And unfortunately, he had a few sort of mental health issues, and he found life was just a bit too hard.
Oh,
And sadly, he took his own life, which
oh,
absolutely killed me, Sherry. It just
oh,
killed me. I
that's
just didn't stop
so
crying for a whole year.
hard. Oh my
But
goodness.
the only thing that got me through is every time I would play music, I could feel his essence around me. I could feel him. So
Yeah.
I made myself a promise that no matter what happens in life, I'm going to do an album and I'm going to dedicate it to him as a tribute.
Oh,
So,
wow. Yeah.
you know, it didn't matter, what happens in life, whether I'm 40, 50, 60, or 70, because age
Mhm.
doesn't matter,
Mhm.
it will happen. And so
Wow.
after a whole marriage, 3 children later, 3 cats, a dog,
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm here. And finally, I'm doing my album. I'm going to be releasing it this year. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
amazing. That's
yeah.
awesome. It's yeah, it's hard in speaking as someone who's also a wife and a mother. I've done the same. Like I put that my dreams on hold for years, uh, and I've been like just in the last couple of years now. The kids aren't babies anymore. I'm just trying to work on getting that out. So, but
It's
wow,
hard.
what an amazing story. Like,
Yeah.
such an inspiration. You must have had so much to pull from.
Yeah, I mean, this all of my songs, apart from a couple, I would say, are sad songs. I mean, I write emotional songs. It comes from the depths of my soul. You know,
Mhm.
it comes from, you know, I draw inspiration from things that have happened in my life and how I'm feeling at that time. So it is very much piano, string based, emotional songs. And I released a song 2 weeks ago. I know we're supposed to be talking about love, but this is, you know, it's I lost my mum 5 months ago,
Oh, sorry.
and I wrote this song Warrior, and you know, I think it just is just such a beautiful tribute to anybody that's passed, anyone that's lost their mum, and I'm hoping that my songs will resonate with people when
Yeah.
they hear it, and when they hear it. So yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of emotional content behind those songs. A
Yes,
lot of
yes. And I found
feeling.
that, you know, writing lyrics about my struggles, you know, was such a comfortable way for me to heal. And there is nothing more healing to me, to anyone's mind, their body, and their soul, when than your pure expression. And
Yes.
when you write lyrics and you put it into an art form,
Mm-hmm.
and you make it into a tangible form, you know, it will land in people's hearts and they will feel that resonance and they will feel that in their heart. And that to me is special.
Yeah.
That to me is love. And
Yes.
that's how I connect from my heart to everyone else. So
Yes. I agree. That's really lovely, and it's just that that really speaks to me as well. That's actually I have a song called Blue, and that's what it's about, is just using like the feelings of things that you go through, um, even when they're hard or upsetting, and you transform that into music or whatever your release is. So I can really identify with what you're saying. Like that really
yeah.
speaks to me.
Yeah, yeah, it's beautiful. I think, you know, your pure expression, it has to come from the depths of within you.
Yeah,
And people will resonate with it. That's how energy is. People will just feel it and think, oh, yes, you know, I
yeah,
get it. I feel it. I know it. You know, I can resonate with that. So,
exactly.
Blue's a lovely song, by the way. I love
Oh,
that song.
thank you. Oh, you've heard it.
I
Thank you.
have heard. Yes,
I,
yes.
w- I was listening to Warrior the other day too. I thought that was really such a wonderful tribute to your mom. So
Thank you.
very special song. Um,
Thank you.
and I will post all of Estera's links in the description so you can check out. She has a YouTube channel. She has a website, and that she has all the links with Spotify and Instagram. And so we'll list those all out, and you can please go check out
Okay.
all her links and information. I think that would be really fun and lovely. So you can see she's such a lovely person.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Also, I have to say, oh, thank you. I love British accents. Like, I just think they're so, I don't know, refined sounding, or just like really interesting to listen to. So I just love to hear you speak.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so much. It's a bit cockney sometimes, you know, the cockney rhyme, love. All right, darling. Try not to go too much there, but it comes out from me, you know, it just, it just comes out. But yeah, thank you.
Funny. Did you grow up in London as well?
I did. I'm a West London girl. So, yeah, I was born, bred here. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I haven't been to London. I did a lot of traveling before the kids were born, but since then I've done like very little traveling. So the London's on my bucket list of places to go.
You got to come over. We've got to write a song together, Sherry, you know.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be
Oh,
so
wouldn't it
fun.
just?
Yeah, we should definitely connect once we get
Yes.
back to like travel mode again someday.
When life gets back to normality, right?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
exactly.
come on.
Awesome. Well, let's do it. So I want to hear your love story that you were going to share about your husband.
Yes. Well, again, my brother has got a lot to do with my life.
Wow.
Um, this May, I will be celebrating my 20th anniversary with him. Can
Nice,
you believe it?
congratulations.
20 years of marriage and 24
Yeah.
years being together.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, basically, how I met him was that I was all my life, I've had long-term relationships.
Hmm.
I was in a long-term relationship at the time, and my brother kept saying to me, "You have to meet this guy called Scott." And I was like, "Why are you telling me this? Yeah, I'm already in a long-term relationship." But to be honest with you, it was really coming to an end. The love had fizzled out, and it
Ah,
just one of those motions of just being together for the sake of it.
yeah.
So after him telling me about this guy, Scott, one day I went with him, and I walked into Scott's house and we clicked instantly. And I was like,
Oh, nice.
oh, this is not good. My husband later told me is that when I left there, he said to his friend at the time, "That is the girl that I'm going to marry."
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, he knew instantly. For him, it was like an
Wow.
instant thing. And for me,
That's
I was like
amazing.
in two minds because I was like, hold on, I'm in a relationship, and I can't think about anything else apart from where I am, who I'm with.
You were
And so
just smitten right away.
I know he was just, he did woo me. He swept me off my feet, and I ended the relationship sadly, not sadly, but it was coming to an end.
Yeah.
My then boyfriend, and then I started dating my husband, and that's how we met. And when my brother introduced me to him, it was like a giving. Meet Scott, here you go. It was like a giving. It was just so beautiful. Um,
That's
and then we
very
all started
sweet.
going out together, and just, it was fun times. It really was.
So meaningful too that your brother introduced you, and he kind of knew innately somehow that you
Yes.
guys were like this great match.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's amazing too with your husband, that he was so like in tune that he's like, I'm going to marry her.
He was like, "That is the girl that I'm going to marry." And it's like, wow, how
Yeah.
did you know? And he was just head over heels with me. He was just, it took time for me to get there, but
Yeah.
I was like, yes, he is my soulmate, and yeah, I mean, it's not been easy, 20 years. We've had our ups and our downs and our trials and our tribulations, but above life that happens like this, life is up
Yeah.
and down, up and down.
Yeah.
Underneath all of that, Sherry, is a strong current of love,
Wow. Yeah.
right? So that love cannot be broken. It's
Yeah.
just how you deal with the ups and the downs of life. It's just
Hmm.
that, that is what binds us together.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Wow, that's
so yeah.
really lovely. I just think it's so amazing when people have that. Like for me, I've never been like, oh, I'm gonna marry that person. I don't think anybody did that about me either, but it was more like for me, I've always had the love kind of grew over time. Or, we maybe realized we were a really good match right away, but not be jumping into that barrel.
Yeah.
So what are some lessons do you think that you have learned from this experience, from the experience of meeting your husband and being with him?
Well, I think, I mean, listen, Sherry, it's not been easy. Like I've got three teenagers, I've got two cats, a dog, I've got different jobs going on at the same time. But, I think it's important to cultivate your individual existence in life,
Mhm.
and just to don't lose your own individual purpose of where you are. And it's about building your lives together,
Yeah,
but walk your journey on your own soul path's journey. So, and
exactly.
about supporting each other, and it's about, you know, being there for each other no matter what happens. And I read this book called, I think it was a guy called Gary Chapman. I'm
Hmm.
not sure. And he talks about the five languages of love.
Okay.
Okay, so there's the words of affirmation, there's the quality time, the physical touch, the act of service, and the receiving of gifts. Now, every single person has one of these qualities that they like
Hmm.
to either give or receive.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out which one I was, and he had to figure out which one he was. And I'm very much more of um, a person that likes to have quality time with my husband, and he's very much, he likes to be touched. So we have had, like, within all our differences, we've had to come together and work out what love language each one of us
Hmm.
is, so we can nurture and honor that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, it's been difficult, and what's really important is to have quality time, date nights with your husband or partner. You
Hmm.
know, life is so busy, and if I don't spend any time with him, like, you know, then it's, you know, what is the point? Because we're so busy, life is so
Yeah.
busy, and if you
Yeah.
don't connect and have that quality time, and you don't nurture your relationship, then it's not gonna go very far, is it? I
Yeah.
don't think.
So find your way that you both connect best and express your love language the best, for you as individuals and coming together as a couple. Find that and communicate.
Communication is really important, and I think a few years ago we were, you know, I think the art of communication in this day and age has been lost.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did was I said to my husband, like, we used to go away every week, every year for a weekend, just to bond and connect and find that true love, which seems to get lost in the manic of life.
Yeah.
What I did was I had a few issues that were really bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I talked about it, it just would just be flung here and flung there, and it just, nothing ever happened. So when we went away, I bought myself a beautiful little diary, and I called it a love contract.
Uh-huh.
Basically, I remember the first time we went away, we went to Morocco for 4 days, and I had this little diary, and I said, okay, these are my issues with you, this, and this. And we talked about it. And I said, how can we both work together on this so it doesn't trigger me,
Yeah.
and where you feel honored as well? And we came out with a solution that every time I felt a bit triggered, we would have a little code word that we'd say to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we wrote it down and we signed it both with love heart. So every single time we go back to that contract, that love contract, and say, you told me you was going to do this. And you know, it's working relationships, is
Yeah.
communication.
So you found a way to work things out so you don't get into that triggered region. You just kind of go, oh, well, let's
Yeah,
back off here and find a way to rework
yeah,
this. Yeah,
yeah.
that's great. And also I like your love lesson about spending time together, like making sure you have some good quality time, not only to connect, but also to discuss because life
Yes.
happens, and you get so busy.
It's so important, because if something has triggered me in the week and
Mhm.
he's so busy with work, and it, it's important to talk about that, clear
Yeah.
the air, put it behind you, come up with a solution, and then enjoy the evening together. If it's not been talked about, it builds up and it builds up and it builds up and it builds up, and then and explosions happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
And, we've had many explosions, but we've also had a lot of, like, strength and love and support and togetherness. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's about working with each other and
Mhm.
honoring each other's feelings and what they want.
Well, I think those are all very insightful, good tips for people to kind of think about when they venture forth in their love life. So thank you for that.
Pleasure, pleasure.
So once again, I wanted to reiterate that I will post the links in the description for Astera. You can check out her really lovely music. Thanks so much for being a guest today. It's great to have you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me, Sherry. Thank you for taking the time and, just holding this interview together.
Yeah. Well, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank
All
you.
right. So, and thanks everyone for watching today. Hope you enjoyed this love story from Astera. And oh, don't forget, it's the visual aid. All right, you can catch a new episode 4 p.m. Pacific time most Thursdays. And don't forget to like and subscribe, especially subscribe.
Yep.
It seems like it's really hard to get people to subscribe these days. They just watch and then move on to the next video. So you got to
Yeah.
actually click that button, people. I'm
Click that
trying to build
button.
and I can't do it without you. So, and
Okay.
if you felt value in watching this, hit that subscribe button. All right, share if you like, but most importantly, I want you to know you are loved. All
Yes.
right, so
You
thanks
certainly
for coming on board.
are.
All right. Thanks for watching Love Stories. I'm your host, Sherry Smith, Blue Heart Music, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.